For Team 12, we had the grand challenge of engineering the tools of scientific discovery. Before discussing scientific tools of discovery, we must first understand what this term means. This refers to the unknown areas of the biological and aerospatial fields. These are two fields that we have been fascinated with for all of time. The possibilities in these fields are endless as we discover more and more every day about these fields and have been discovering more and more about these for a long time.
So, talking about the origins on the biological historical point of view, a lot of our medical luxuries we experience now are because of new studies and recent developments. So a lot of things that we're used to sometimes weren't even present 50 to 60 years ago. So things like penicillin, which was discovered in 1928, is not even 100 years old. It's things like the flu vaccine and birth control pills and the MRI, that's commonly used in the hospital, wasn't even first used till 1977. And I think one of the most important points in the biological historical timeline must be the Human Genome Project, which was the completion of mapping a human's DNA sequence in 2003.
The origins of aerospace dates back to humans always wanting to reach beyond Earth. And so one of the earliest inventions towards aerospace was Galileo and the telescope. And the telescope was used to identify the moons around the planets Jupiter and Saturn. On October 4th, 1957, Sputnik was launched into space, which was the first man-made object to finally orbit around the Earth, and that birthed the space race.
There are so many problems we are facing in biological research, such as unknown causes to certain disease, the relationship of genes and disease, high cost for certain treatment and studies, and the bacterial resistance to the medicines.
Now, with wanting to branch out on the aerospatial part, there are a few issues at hand, such as the limitations of humanity. For example, the cost of resources, as well as the strain on the human body. Time and fighting the Earth's natural laws are two big problems that come along with wanting to branch out further into space. And finally, the demand and support from the public is another issue at hand that we currently face while trying to branch out into outer space.
The good news is we found some solution for the biological issues we are facing right now, such as reverse engineer the brain, which we can wiring of new materials into our body to do the jobs of lost and damaged cells, and genetic engineering, where we can alter the genetic makeup of an organism, and synthetic biology, where we can build artificial biological system with existing tools and techniques. And we can also do patient-specific medicine, where we can prescribe patients with specific medicine according to their symptom and disease.
Some solutions in regards to the problems in aerospace today include, but are not limited to, investment by private companies or people. This has been responsible for many of the more recent discoveries in modern times, such as the use of superior materials for spacesuits, as well as the longer use of space equipment. Another crucial point is public support for space expedition and research.
In conclusion, humanity has a lot of limits and obstacles to overcome in these areas, but as future engineers, we are making a difference.